Right. Morning, everybody. Good morning. All right, make sure everything's working correctly here. Yep. Music's good. Mic's good. Check on our assistant camera real quick. Yep. Assistant camera's good. Did I put down the right episode number? I forgot to check this morning. I think we're right. Let's double check. Yep, we are correct. Alrighty. So, morning everybody. We are back. And we are going to hopefully, plan is to try to finish this illustration today. This little cosplay illustration, get it all fixed up and ready to go. Work on some of the hair pieces still. Got a couple straps to put on here. Yeah, try to get that kind of cleaned up and get that done for the day. And then Friday we'll be back working on some more book stuff. Is the plan for now. So hopefully that is good for everybody. If not, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, so let's see what we got going on here. That's right, there were some questions about trying to figure out what I wanted to do about a couple things. Got these straps that go on the arms, which I think I can make work. Let's see where the arms at. So the idea I had to kind of go maybe something like this. We'll try it out and we'll see, and if it doesn't work, then we'll just take it. We'll take it off of there. We won't use it. Okay, so it's got a goldish stroke around it. Probably needs to be a little bit more yellow. Orange. Just playing at the moment, seeing what doesn't work. These really long cross, but the thing is like we've foreshortened a lot of different pieces here, right? So we've taken this entire arm from the shoulder down to the wrist, and we've compressed it into this little bit here. So shoulder is just above, kind of idea. This is our wrist, so we've lost the entire forearm and everything else in between. So this part that goes all the way down to the elbow with this crisscross, kind of just making up a little bit because it doesn't really Doesn't really exist here. Can make it smaller. Maybe smaller would be better. Thing is I don't like how that goes off to the side and disappears. It's kind of weird looking. Okay, so if I want to connect that, then I gotta do. So we have a weird thing here. Technically, let's see, am I on the correct layer? Let's just put it on there for now. You know what? Let's make it its own. Let's make it its own layer for the moment. Technically, this should go. Yeah, technically that should go something like that. I kind of liked it having it just coming up in the center. Cheap viewers, yeah. No, thank you. I kind of liked it coming up in the center here. It kind of gives that illusion that of the shoulders out kind of feeling. But I may need to connect it to either side, like the neck piece here. I might need to do. Welcome to Interpretations of Fashion with Tahoe Anime. What if I did something like that? I could technically take. It's really weird going way off screen like that. Kind of really needs to go off over there though. Unless I move her arms into a different position. I almost want to just do it like. I almost want to do it like that. Doesn't really do what I want it to do. I mean, it still gets the detail in there, but it's kind of funky-dory. That's the interesting thing, is like, we don't have to put every detail in there, but I do like to try to see if I can. If I can. If I just make them little guys, that would be okay. So those straps, they come from her collar, right? It's a kind of a collar off collar connection. It's more on the collar bones is what it is. That's what it is. There are two connection points right there at the collarbone. Collarbone right there, collarbone right there. And it must be on the back, so it goes to the back side and connects on the back the same way, but it crosses right here. This loops around, and then so it kind of has infinity set up for it. It's like two loops connected together. Kind of okay with that. I think it needs to be maybe that's it. Maybe I need to work on some of the roundings of it. It's pretty, yeah, pretty sharper there in the middle, but the loops on the top and the bottom are kind of rounded. Yeah, maybe we do it something like that. I have to figure whether or not I want to do this collar piece or not. Okay, so let's do a couple things here. Let's finish up, before I start working on the collar piece, just leave it on there, but mute it. Let's do this. Yeah, let's round these off here. That's kind of where the connection points are. We'll just kind of pseudo make it like that. I think what I want to do, let's put, what do I want to do? I think that's okay. Copy, paste it on top. Get rid of this. We'll do some fancy things here. We'll make it look like it's wrapping around. Okay, let's do that one. Something like that. Yeah, and then if I want to increase the yellow, I can't really increase the yellow past that. It'll just have to be what it kind of is. So we're going to kind of pseudo make that line there. what we're going to do here. Okay, so we should be able to take this now. Let's go to... there it is. I want to copy this. I want to put that there. But I want that stroke to be on the inside. And then what I want to do is I want to add another stroke. We're getting fancy here. Add another stroke with that goldish color on it. Which is... Did it pick it up? No? It's not picking it up. Why is it not picking it up? Okay, so we're gonna have to do something fancy here. Let's get rid of that. Now we got the golden color, gold. Go back to this one. Can I just tell it? There it is. East. Okay, there we go. So we should be able to take this inside. Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. Being weird there. Can I take... If I minus this stroke... No, that's going to move that one. Okay, so that's wrong. It has to know that there's something there to push the other one out, too. I want a thin line, so let's go 1 point... Oh, no, wrong one. Let's try this again. 1.5. Yeah, something like that. Let's look at our reference again. She's got multiple lines and stuff that are going through right here. I don't want to get that detail. You know, I kind of added some of this detail here for these lines, but I didn't go too crazy. So I definitely want to try to continue to keep it simple if I can. Yeah, something like that. Does it wrap around? Yeah, it definitely wraps around in the loop. Okay, so we're gonna have to do let's see. So let's not do this. Not do that. We'll get rid of the stroke here. Okay, so we're back to where we were. Copy, paste that there. Let's scale it down. Oh, that's gonna suck. Cancel. Let's do that. It's too far. Okay, let's do this. What we're gonna do is we're gonna actually expand the appearance and then ungroup it. Get rid of that. Is that gonna work? Did I do that right? It's gonna create a line all around everything. There's a way to do what I wanted to do, but I can't remember. Maybe that's it. I have to take this, put it on top of this. Yeah, cut it. Okay, so now that's the inside. Now I can add a stroke to that. There we go. That's what I wanted. I got there. It took me a minute. There we go. Got a little bit thinner line now. And I can take it. I can move it out to the edge. We get a little too technical on this, but that's okay. I'm having fun. That's all that matters. Okay, so I've done something here. Crap, can I not get to these anymore? I just want to pick up these three things. Not that. Okay, so now if I group these together, group. Okay, should be able to go in. Okay, what have I done here? Take this one and this one, copy them, get them off of there. Just go ahead and expand this, screw it. This way it's its own object, we'll even ungroup it. We don't even need the middle anymore. This way I can grab each individual point here, move it to where I need it to be. Bueno. Okay. Okay, so I should be able to get rid of that now. Let's just go ahead and expand that so that I have that as by itself. Okay. But technically, I should be able to just cut this out now. There's a couple different ways. I could keep layering stuff on top of each other, or I can actually just cut them across each other. So what I mean by that is I'll take and I'll put a new point here. What I'll do, hold command, select that point, and I'll actually do a cut across them. We'll see if it works. Same thing down here. We'll put another point here. And we'll select that point and this other anchor point there. We'll cut them. That should free up oops, I'm way off reservation there. Okay, I don't think that did what I wanted it to do. So we'll do it the other way. Hey, Sunny, thank you for contributing your points towards Sora's treat. Appreciate that. We'll just minus it that way. Bam, easy enough. Let's check on her and see what she's up to. There she is. She's just hanging out. Just being a puppers. Just being a sleepy. Oh, we get a stretch? Okay, it's a little stretch, not a big stretch. That's fine. Nappy nap time, yeah. It's tough being husky pups, you know? She does have a very important job. She does need to take care of the house when we're not around, when we're away and stuff like that, so that is a very important and very taxing job to have to do. So I understand that. I'm well aware. Okay, we'll do this. We'll try this again. This side. Yep, bam, like that. Okay, cool. Yeah, that works. I like that. We'll just make that a little adjustment right there. We'll just leave it on the arms. Not much else we can do with that. Now we can group it together. Now we can copy and paste it. We can reflect it. Take it over here. Try our best to match it up. Yeah, pretty close. Pretty close right there. Yeah, it's a little further down. Yeah, something like that. Little off, but that's okay. It's a little off over there too, so we're okay. Cool. So now got that little detail in. I wasn't sure how I was going to work that one out, but I like that. I gotta figure out what this collar is. I think the only other two things I want to work on is the collar, trying to figure out how to make this work, whether or not I'm going to keep that or not, and then the hair. The hair is the last piece. I don't know, do we like it open or do we like it... Does it look closer like that? If I do it this way, I'll extend the red all the way over, and I'll actually do a loop of the red around the sleeves here, the arms. I think I do have to do that. It looks weird. This gives more of that vibe, but it doesn't connect here, which means then it looks weird. It's like, what holds it up? Yeah, I mean, if we're talking practically or practical, in practical sense here, there are wires and tapes and everything else that hold those things up, especially for cosplay. Doing several cosplays myself. I built more rigid armor and stuff, but I still ran into very much the same issues. Not as much, but similar issues that female cosplayers do, where it's like, okay, so I have this thing that floats or holds up in this location. How do I get it to stay here? Do I create some kind of rigid structure inside of the material to hold it in place, whether it be some kind of wire or anything like that? Or do I get a stiffer material? Do I forego that and try to go with some kind of like adhesion, whether it be sticky tape or something like that, which is a pain in the butt as a thing later, because then you have to pull it off of your skin and everything. So like the practical part of it, that's here nor there. Like, there are so many different methods for a lot of that stuff. Yeah, that's the thing, is like both this kind of gives that same illusion of shoulders out into the dress part. Like, this kind of gives that vibe, but it's missing part of that connection piece right here at the neck, since our character doesn't really have a neck. The neck is the entire length of their body all the way across. So we kind of miss out on some of the neck vibe stuff that's supposed to be here. So, hey Alex, what's going on? Perfect timing, we need your advice. So, this is our Asuna cosplay version of buttons here. But we're trying to figure out, I've made these little cross bands that go across the hands to kind of mimic the shoulder piece here, these kind of upper arm crossed. So those are fine. I think that works out good. We just made them into a tiny detail. But we were looking at this neckline here, so all head and shoulders. Yeah, basically. all head, no neck, all head, no. Yeah, never mind. Don't chant that. Whether or not we should connect these make these big like armhole loops and make it kind of go around in the neck zone-ish. I can do some other details around this to really polish it up if I do add these, but it does look more like a dress like that. It does have more dress feeling, so. Oh, I wish Daughter was here to give me her take on it. Not sure how you can incorporate it, but also it does have that neck piece that could fill out and separate the head / shoulders. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm kind of looking at here. So her shoulders are open, right? That's the kicker right there, is my character doesn't really have shoulders and doesn't have a neck. So this whole section here is kind of I don't know what to do with. I can fake part of it or put, part of the details in, but without I can connect it that way. Or does it look better without it? And it just has that vibe of that piece that kind of comes up in here. That's the conundrum at the moment. I'm kind of leaning towards the dress style just because then it does look like a dress. This still kind of, even though it feels closer to what we've got in the artwork, because it gives that open, airy feeling, like the open shoulder air feel, right? It kind of gives that vibe. But like Sunny said, we get this floating thing here in the middle, and it kind of works, kind of doesn't work in the same vein. The struggles of interpreting art. How about that? Let's see. I want to make it a little bit smoother. I like that being less rigid. Let's see. Should be able to shift select. Okay, so let's select that one. Shift. Okay, should be able to shift select those. Let's go with 7. Okay, softened it up a little bit there. Not too much. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards this. This feels, like I said, it gives me more chance and opportunity for stuff. Add a little bit more details here and there, and put in, and give it that dress feeling. I think that's kind of what I think that's going to work better than the other one, even though I kind of like the other one. Yeah, I think, yeah, it needs it. Okay, cool. Let's do... That's it. Copy. We'll end up having to modify them, but that's okay. That's gonna go on that layer. East. Yeah, it just gives it more of that dress feeling. So we just need it. I needed to do it. I need it. Combine those. Nope. Let's put this one back behind it. So if you're working with Illustrator and you want to combine objects, so like I was trying to combine this little strap that I just made and the main body of the dress, depending on what layer is on top of the other one, or what, not necessarily layer, what object is on top of the other one, it will pick up the properties of the one you mash them together with. So if you saw in that last little example, this white strap is on top of the main body, so when I combine them, it made the whole thing white. So if I do the opposite, so now the main body is on top of that strap, if I combine them, now we get that same loop of the gray that goes around. So it keeps the consistency with whatever's on top of the, whatever object is on top of the other object. There you go. There's your technical spec for the day. You're welcome. Cat's yelling at me from the other room. Dad, let me go outside. Let me go. You never let me go outside. Something like that. Okay, cool. That should work. I think I want to separate the two things. So what I want to do, I want to make this the lower part and this is the upper part, because the upper part's going to change a little bit here. So let's take what's up, puppy? You need something? Okay, there we go. What we're going to do is we're actually going to cut this out of the other one. So that one's on top. We're going to select this one. We're actually going to minus it this time. And then we're going to ungroup it. So the bottom and the top are separated from each other. What we're going to do is we're going to select that gray outline. We're going to choose this red. There we go. Yeah, like that. I'm gonna clean that up here in a second. Let me see. Sora, can you wait for like 7 minutes? Then we go on our first break. Can you wait? She's got twitchy eyebrows on me right now. Did somebody say walk? No, so the keywords for her, yes, one is walk, the other one is car ride, and the last one is toothbrush. Those are the 3 keywords that she knows very, very intimately. Very personally, very... Yeah, I know you're staring at me. I gotcha. I wish I had the camera to point at you so that people could see what I'm looking at right now. I will buy you 6 minutes of time, Sora. Okay, so she goes, I am now going to go pout. Okay, so if we're doing this. I think what we do is we keep this here, but I'm going to make some adjustments to it. We're gonna make it flow really nicely into each other here. There we go. This way we get a little bit of a bump. There we go. We'll give it a little, we'll leave it like that little extra bump there so it has that feeling that that's a little part around the neck there. Much. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I like that. Cool. I have to do some more detail work on that as well. Figure how to do that. To do a loop around. Yeah, do a loop here, and loop here. Then we can start working on the hair. That's the plan, at least. This little guy. Which one is that? Layer is that on? That's on that layer. Might have to do this one by hand as well. Okay, so we've got ads coming up here in about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So let's go ahead and I'm going to pause myself right here. I'm going to go let Sora out. So I'll swap over to the outside camera so we can watch her going out to do her thing out there. And then we're just going to roll right into the ad break here in about 2 minutes or so, depending on whether or not Twitch gets their stuff together and does it right on time or not. Could be a little bit delayed. Normally is a little bit delayed, but so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause right here on the artwork at the moment. We'll run those advertisements, those 3 minutes of ads, and then we'll come back and keep working on stuff. just so you don't miss anything. And if you have any questions or whatever, you still can talk to me and interact and stuff like that. And the ads do not interrupt any of that stuff. So it's just a break for me. I can go grab something to drink. Break for you if you need to go to the bathroom or go grab a snack or anything like that. Just kind of a pause moment that I'm going to set up here for a few minutes, and then we'll get back to it. So hang out, check out the puppy cam. We'll see what she does outside, and then we will be back after those ads are run and keep going from there. All right, let's go. That's our hard thing. Ads are never reliable. You never know when they're going to pop up. They should be here shortly. I promise we will be back once those ads get done and playing. There it is. She heard something out there. I don't know quite what it was, but something got her all interested. You can see kind of I didn't think there was going to be any storms coming in, but it kind of is gloomy out there right now. Definitely no sun at the moment. So something's rolling in. I know the weekend it was supposed to rain. Maybe the storm got to us a little quicker. Yeah, we're expecting some rain Saturday, but not today. Just cloudy. Cloudy and overcast, which is kind of my favorite. I kind of like the overcast cloudiness. Dark and mysterious. That's me. You know me. Sunny, how's your day going? How's work going? Alex, how are you doing? Working hard? Hardly working? Which one? Y'all just doing the things, the adulting things? Meh, it's meh. I'm hosting my own event tomorrow. Oh, for Star Citizen? That's exciting. All right, let's go back over here. That just means one segment. Yep, and I'm getting promoted to my next rank next month. Sent you the poster for the event. Ooh, oh yeah, I want to look at that. That's exciting. Oh, maybe that's... I was thinking about that. Discord. I've been watching some of the other creators, and sometimes when they're talking to people in chat, people are like, oh, I'm doing XYZ. And the person doing the streams is like, oh, I'd really love to see it. And it's trying to figure out how to do that. Like, I know there's a lot of people that have Discord servers, and so they can just invite people in and then they can share their work. Well, that works just fine. I wonder if I just set it up where people can just... I've got my handle right there, even on Instagram. Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, any of those. They can just @ me their stuff, and that would work too. That's an idea. Anyways, over to Discord. Let me look at that. Ah, that's looking good. Definitely tell that was generated. Did it do all the words and stuff too? Yeah, it definitely did. One of these days, it will be good enough to understand how to do layouts correctly. It's not now, but it will at some point. Oh, I love how it says private sapity. I missed on some of the words. That's funny. Crazy part is like that you can tell certain things like that. You can tell by what the quality looks like, what some of the stuff that it's trying to interpret or interpolate for the designs and stuff like that. I know the big joke before was it doesn't know how fingers work. It's definitely figured out how fingers work now, so that's no longer a way. It still struggles. A lot of the models struggle with words, which is interesting still. There are some models that they can really do good on the words, so it just really depends. That stuff is just going to keep changing, keep evolving more and more and more. forget who I was talking to. I think I was talking about this either last stream or last week at some point. But I did some work over the past 3 or 4 weeks on a logo for a friend of mine. And I was doing like I normally do. I went to Google, I did some searches on some logo, like looking for different logos for like national parks and stuff like that. I just wanted to kind of get this earthy toned vibe into my repertoire and kind of look to see what was there and how other people had done it. And I saw a lot of different ones that were used for national parks and stuff like that, which is really cool. But even in the Google searches, it's starting to mix in the generated stuff. So it's going to be part of the lexicon of everything at some point. It's all going to be reference material. I think part of that is knowing which stuff is which is which. I think. Maybe not. Maybe it's just good to know what the shortcomings or shortfalls of some of that is. Knowing that it's not good with words, so not to rely on that, and stuff like that. Maybe that's the kicker. But who knows? That'll all change at some point. It'll all keep evolving. I had Google describe it for me, and then I had Copilot draw it up. That makes sense. Almost like you optimized your prompt idea. It's an interesting space. Being a person who's literally doing hand-drawn work on stream right now, and then talking about AI stuff is kind of a weird thing, right? Does it, let me reflect this real quick. Does it take away from the stuff that I'm doing? Does it invalidate what I've got going on? I don't know. I don't think it changes much for me as far as creating it, because I enjoy the process of doing what I'm doing by hand. Like I'm doing illustration the long, hard way of doing it, even just through Illustrator. So like if I wanted this to be, fast and easy or correct in any way, I'm definitely doing that wrong. So I don't know. It's a moral conundrum I do not have the answer for. Let's go like this or something bumpy right here. Like I said, it's even if you try to escape some of this AI stuff and you keep working the way you've always worked, collecting references like I was talking about just a few minutes ago, you're going to run into this stuff regardless. So I'm not saying it's futile to fight against that, but I think it's trying to figure out how to blend those two things together. I almost look at it like most technologies, there's always this huge surge when something new comes out that it kind of sucks for a little bit, right? Like it kind of pushes boundaries, making things. I remember people used to just vehemently loathe anybody who did any kind of artwork digitally. Like that was, you were scum of the earth. You were hated by everyone. If you even knew what a pixel was, you were just like, you're not an artist because you're not traditional. You don't blah 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 blah. Like, I remember the contempt that people had for that at that time. Like, it was crazy. And every time something different or new or whatever it is comes out, there's usually that's the way people react instantly. And it takes a little bit of time and a little bit of, social engineering things that happen, and it usually pans out or, smooths out a lot. And I don't know if this is going to happen with this or what. There seems to be some other weird, objectionable things that are happening with some of that space. I don't know, but it'd be interesting to see. No, I've selected the wrong one. The funny part is like when photography became a huge thing, like everybody back in the day criticized that was the end of paintings, right? That nobody was ever going to commission paintings or oil paintings or anything like that ever again, because the idea of photography was far superior in that way. And if you look in the space now or look around now, that is way not true. Like, people still love oil paintings and hand painted things and stuff like that. So it didn't go away. It didn't make it. It just changed how it's observed, and both now exist in the space, and both have their own dedicated category for what they do and don't do. And there are a lot of people that push boundaries across those, making paintings look more photorealistic, making photos look more painter realistic in that way. So it's just more cool things for people to be able to go and experiment and do cool things with, in my opinion. I have no want or need to villainize any of that stuff, so. You know what? I do want that. I want it right there. Oh, no, you moved. There we go. Yeah, something like that. Cool. A couple other details in here could put in, but I don't know about that. Don't know if that's quite worth it or not. I think that was the interesting part about even doing the project with my friend, working on this new logo, and I gave a little tease of it last week, was that even being able to have that ability, he was able to go and pick up a reference. Like, he's not an artist, doesn't claim to be or anything like that, but he was able to give me a generation thing that he had come up with that kind of represented what he was looking for, what he was thinking about for the logo that he wanted. So it was just another piece of information that I could put through myself, my own machine, me, and then interpret and think about and be like, okay, cool. So kind of has these elements, kind of like this vibe, like it can do part of those things for us in that way. not to mention then he also feels like he got to participate in that and helps in that process. So I can sit here and put positive spins on everything if I have to. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. And we should all hold hands together. I think I want to do... we're doing micro adjustments now. Keep that there. We'll push this way down. Same thing here. Let's push this out, that. We'll push this down. Yeah, something like that. Something. I think I might split this over here. Let's see. That's the thing, like even your stuff that you showed me, Sunny, like I'm looking at that poster, I'm looking even your little character that you had created on there, and I'm seeing like 9 or 10 bunch of different little things that I would make micro adjustments and really, it would really focus that up and really polish it off. Like that's the thing, is like I think the AI stuff can really give you a good generalization of kind of what you're looking for. I don't think it can give you a truly finished, polished, super polished. Yeah, I'll go there. Super polished, finished product. So. What I'm saying is I can make your shit look really good. Just give me the chance. Just give me a shot. I'm joking. Just playing with you. Just playing. Okay, so I want to do a split here. So I think I need 3 points for the split. That. Need this to go up. Let's make it go here. Let's take this, let's put it in here. Let's pull that out like that. Well, poster was last minute because the event is tomorrow, so I just needed a quick poster that looked good to draw attention. No, I think you did good on that. I think it works for what you need. And that's the other thing, is like a lot of that stuff will satisfy a lot of needs as far as, like you said, last minute things. AI can do a lot of that stuff very well because of that. It can do in a pinch stuff super well. That's what it's good for in that space. It, like I said, it just falls short a little bit at the polish is where it falls off a little bit. That's not a bad thing. Not everybody's looking for super polished stuff too. I think it just opens up more options for different things, because even if you get down the road and you're like, I really like this and this has worked for me, then it's a good jumping point to then be like, okay, now I can look at commissioning somebody to really get this polished off in that way, and then I own the artwork and all of the rights associated with that, and it's mine in that space, and it's like it just moves along the stuff in that way, which is good. Like my mini Ghost Trooper, I would definitely want hammered out before I use it anywhere. I would use it. Like it's not bad. Like it's pretty good. I'm just saying, like it works for like beginning stuff, trying stuff out, testing things out. It's no different than like my son was when he started putting together his streams for his channel, and he was all bummed out at himself because he was using a lot of free assets, free transitions, free this and that online, and he's just like, it's not really my own because I'm just using other people's things to create my stuff. He still kind of feels that way because he has a couple things, but I had to take him aside and explain to him and be like, no, it's okay that you are learning how to use the tools of what you are trying to build and create in this space. Like that's good. You do all of those things at the very early stages. And as you start to do more and more stuff, then you will find yourself being like, well, I like this transition, but I think I can do better. And then you will go make your own and build your own stuff. And then you just start changing out those things. And then eventually it will be 100% yours in that space. And he's starting to do that. And he's starting to see the difference in what that looks like. Because not only does he feel better, but he also understands how to then put them together, how they work. He can find cool new ways to build them in his own way and stuff too. So it's part of that whole process. But yeah, I would use it. Doesn't hurt to try it out and see what happens. This is way too far out. Let's do that instead then. It'll also help inform you on what it is you would like to do with it, or if you would like to do more. If you look at kind of the stuff that I have going on here, now that I have all of these pieces and stuff like that I've built for this character, I also have way more ability to move them around or do different things or create more stuff on top of it. I mean, you've seen the 90 or 100 plus layers that I have for like some of the faces and stuff I have that I've built that I can change out on these guys now. And that comes from having, understanding the base of the models that you're putting together and then building on top of that. Gotta try it out. Just gotta keep playing with it. That's all it is. Think of it like a little kid. A little kid just trying to draw for the first time. It's not going to be good. It's going to look like somebody else's drawing because somebody's going to show them how to draw a smiley face, and they're just going to copy it. But eventually they'll draw several hundred of them, and then eventually they'll be like, well, I want to make this little change, and then it goes from there. It's the way it works. I want to bring that one in a little bit. That's a little bit too... Actually, let's slim that down a little bit. Kind of trying to balance them out a little bit here. Trying to see if I can. It's not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, so I think, are there any other adjustments I need to do on the clothing here? That's all looking good. It's all fitting inside of the container of the body. That's the only one that I see there that's problematic. This guy. Yeah, at some point you'll get to where I'm at, Sonny, and you'll just be anal about everything and it'll drive you crazy, and then you're off to the races. I gotta make sure every pixel is perfect. Like, I didn't need to do that, but it was bothering me, so I did it anyways. Okay, so I think body-wise, costume-wise, for the bottom half, very happy with that. I think we are on to playing with the hair. The hair is going to be the big one. I think I do... Oh, maybe that's what I need to do. Oh, maybe I need to put the part in. Maybe that's what I was missing last time. So I like this. East. Very similar to what we've got going on. I'll adjust it so that it fits a little bit better. Maybe I need to do this dark color, but I'll do a part. Maybe that's what I was missing. I'd love to put her braids in somehow, because that's very indicative of Asuna, is the braids. But I don't know if I can get those in there. She kind of has to be having her head turned a little bit, because she's got these big wafts that string down. Maybe that's what I'm missing. Maybe I need this waft that comes down in front. The interesting part is that when they show her from the side view, she has these two wafts here, one on the left side and one on the right side of her face, that come down in front of her shoulders. When they show her in the front like this, those wafts are behind her shoulders, on her back. Same thing on these other like three-quarters views. She definitely has wafts that come down in the front. Might have to experiment with that a little bit. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like the part. Dang it. Knew I was gonna like that too. I think I have to go a little bit more detailed with the hair. I think that's just how it's gonna have to work. Yeah, I think I do. I think I need to go a little bit more detailed with the hair. live with that. That's fine. She's gonna have to have the little points up there. That's okay. I think so. If I get rid of, maybe not get rid of. Yeah, we definitely got to do some playing here a little bit. Let's do... How does her hair come down in those wafts? So this one comes down and then flares at the bottom. Where's our other example? That one, that one, that one. Okay. Let's pull... Yeah, the imagery I see of her just in a basic Google search, she definitely has the wafts coming down in the front, so we definitely need to have those. Why that promotional picture does not is interesting. Interesting. Okay, so let's build a couple. They come down kind of... They come down inside of the arms. Side of the shoulders. Across the bust. Around sometimes too. They generally go in and then they go out. So they flare in and then they flare out. Okay, so what do I mean by that? So what I mean is they have this shape that goes kind of like this. That looks terrible down there. We're just playing with it at the moment. I don't know exactly. I don't want it to look like a crab claw. Screw it, we'll make it look like a crab claw for the moment, that's fine. I'll fix it in post, I don't know. Just do that for now. Kind of the idea. There it goes. It doesn't fit with the curve of our other hairs right now, but kind of get the idea. This is what I'm talking about when it flares. It goes in and then it goes out. So it has a two-part swing here. Let's just get rid of that. There we go. Now it's not as crazy looking. Almost has a more... Yeah, it should all flow together. So we may need to add a third change here. Something like that. So the braids come from behind her ears. But our ears are on the top. His ears are on the top of his head. We could do maybe that braid shape over here. I wonder. We're gonna do an experiment here real quick. Let's combine those just for shits and giggles. Okay. Not too crazy. Let's get rid of that for the moment. Definitely need to change this up a little bit. Is it giving me the vibes? We're getting the vibes. Yeah, the braids are the big thing here. We may have to make some longer... The thing is, I might have to make longer strands. The strands might be part of the issue here. These are looking too short. That may be part of the problem. Let's see. Copy, paste. Yeah, I think I can do the braids. I'll do some version of that. And it'll be the braids. But I think what I'll have to do, I'm gonna have to change some of this other stuff around too. Her hair is pretty long and flowing. Definitely goes way down. Yeah, I think part of the problem is those wafts and stuff like that are too... definitely want to make that one a little bit shorter. No, it might be a little shorter. Yeah, it's giving a little bit better vibes now. I'm feeling it a little bit more. Oops. Yeah, but we need to get these splits to come up into... So I might have to add some dark shadows or dark shading for the part of that. The other thing that I need to do is figure out how to wrap this around the back of the head here. Okay, so I like that look better. Bottom of this hair. Yeah, that's better. Let's get rid of this one. Let's pull. Nope, that's wrong. Fix that in post. Fix that later. Select. Okay. Bring that over here. Something like that. Yeah, I definitely need to get that kind of figured out. I'm gonna go ahead and save that at the moment. Yeah, I think I can definitely kind of get these braids in there a little bit. I need to get this shape down right. I don't mind these, but I think they need to be a little bit more rounded off. Maybe a little bit. Okay, so let's make that one a little bit smaller. That one a little bigger. Paste. Might have to do a fourth one. Copy, paste. Let's go something like that. All the way to the back. We'll go ahead and group those. One, let's go 2 for now. Yeah, and then I'll add some shadow in them to make them really flush out, I believe. Just kind of getting things temped up at the moment. I gotta figure out whether or not the whiskers. Maybe that's wrong. Oh, I think the puppies wants to come back in. I think I heard her. Okay, give me a second. Let me go check to see if she needs to come back in. Yep, she wanted to be back in. Puppy cam to the rescue. She goes, God damn it, that thing's on me again. Oh, wait, gotta go back to it. Oh, she moved out of it. She loves to tuck her face underneath her tail. She turns into the tightest little ball sometimes. It's so cute. If she does it, I'll try to get back. I'll try to get the camera on her again. Little cutie. Cutie patootie. I think this needs a little bit of weight. Maybe that's the kicker, is it needs to come down here. Hair is difficult. It always is. Always will be. Yeah, the thing is, the way her hair works, it's so long and so straight and thin that but she has so much of it. Like the hair that comes off the back side of her head, there's a ton of it. And it's all shaped into that one shape that's really, really thin in the back. That's where you get that, you know, this around the neck kind of mimics that neck shape, and then it comes down and then it flares out down here at the bottom. So I don't know if we're going to be able to do some of that or not. Part of this can come down. Yeah, I kind of like that better. That's kind of the flare out. Actually, no, I wonder if I just made that a little bit smaller. Would that work? Yeah, I think that's gonna be better. We're gonna mess with that some more, but I think this definitely, if you look at her here, behind the shoulders, right? So let's just say like this is the top of the shoulder here. So we want this hair to kind of go back behind somewhere around there. Yeah, that. There we go. And we're kind of getting that idea, that loop around the backside. And then what I'll do is I'll build this waft here. Let's actually bring that to the front. There we go. Build this waft to go over top of that. Funny part is that then I have to try to do this all on the other side. I'm only working on this one side. He's okay. That looks bad. Does not look smooth. There we go. And then the braid will come out from there. I think that'll work. Hey, Sundere, Hello. Oh, I needed you about like 20 minutes ago. But I gotta figure it out, so we ended up good. Yeah, this is my little... So I have a setup here for my characters that they can do a little cosplay stuff. So I am converting over this drawing that my daughter did up here in the top left-hand corner, this one. She drew this for me. She was like, this was her concept of that. So I was just like, oh, cool, I really like this. I like a lot of the pieces where she said them and stuff like that. So then I I'm starting to put it together myself. Actually, I'm almost done here now, but I'm messing with the hair a whole bunch. Near 20 minutes later. I needed, no offense to Sunny or Alex, I needed a girl's opinion on some stuff. But I think I got it figured out. I had made some decisions and I got some stuff worked out. So I think it worked out really, really well where his little cosplay outfit here makes this loop around and then connects. So I didn't have this part of the dress on here before. And it was mimicking the same idea where the shoulders were out. This thin little setup here, and so it was just this central part that was here, and I was like, something feels off. Like my character doesn't really have a neck or shoulders, so like putting this together for him was just like a hard idea. But I think this ended up working out. I end up putting these straps across, and it actually gives it that dress. It gives it more of a dress feeling, which is good. Like it fits way, way, way better. So. That's some critical thinking skills right there. You know, I try to be in touch with a lot of stuff. I talked about this a little bit earlier. I've done some cosplay stuff myself before, mostly rigid armor things, but I do follow a lot of stuff. I do watch a lot of different things, so trying to take all of the information that I have over the years and put it to good use in a lot of ways. Hopefully. Now I'm struggling. Now I'm just messing around with hair. Hair is the big one right now. I was talking about wafts a few minutes ago, building this little waft here and trying to get it to sync up correctly with how I want, and building. I think I have to go back in with some more. See how like I put these braid ideas here. I think I have to go through and do some more detail with some shadows up in the hair to really give it that pop, make it really stand out. Okay, so this is going to wrap. This is going to wrap here. I'm just going to change part of that, which I'm going to fix. Is fine. Let's pull that. So we're gonna go in. No, we're gonna go this way. And then this one's gonna go this way. It's gonna loop around. Hair, something I do not have a lot of. So being able to figure out how it... I'm doing a lot of critical thinking, like you're saying. I'm working out the problem based off of the knowledge that I have as best I can about hair and drawing hair, especially anime hair. Okay, it comes down, wraps around, and that'll come down and flare out at the bottom. That's good. Bring this one to the front. We'll cover up that at the moment. Yeah, it's definitely feeling... We're getting there. It's feeling closer for sure. I'm getting more of the spies. Yeah, I definitely think I have to make some of these strands longer. Some of these, and I might have to do shadows to get them to be longer in that space. Did you get a chance to play the new Festival of the Lost thing yesterday? Yeah, I did get to play with Ichabus last night a few times. It's fun. I like it. I like the new event in Destiny 2. Alright, so we have an ad break coming up here in about 14 seconds, 10 seconds, give or take. So I'm going to switch over to our assistant cam. We're going to pause what we're working on right now. We'll put it on our assistant at the moment. She's sleeping, taking a nap. And then once the ads are done, we'll come back and we will see if we can finish it up before we roll up our stream for the afternoon. So stay tuned. We will be back here shortly. Yeah, Alex, it does have matchmaking. I think that's part of one of the cool parts about it is that you can set it up to, if you have a fire team of 6, you can go in and you can actually set all of the parameters that you want up yourself. So you can make it harder or easier depending on what you want to do. Or you can just do the matchmaking one in it. The matchmaking one still feels pretty rewarding. Like you're still getting pretty good, like good stuff over and over again. So it does have it. The only thing with the matchmaking is that you can't change the parameters. That one's a fixed set of rules. Like it has locked loadouts and everything else like that. So. But it's not too difficult. It's fun. It's different, which is nice. Blueberries don't really know what the heck they're doing. Sometimes they're really on it. Sometimes they're really not. Just depends. I think there are some challenges associated with it that you can do. Basically, just play the event. I know we have to go in and do the Crucible version too, or the Crucible. Blueberries are always 50-50. I mean, sometimes they're always bad. Like sometimes going into strikes, they're just bad all the time. We're trying to do public events there, and that goes down to like 10%, 1090. Like it's bad. But no, this feels like. It felt like some of the times me and Ichabus were running around doing way more than we probably should have. And there were some times it felt like I was just like, oh, shit's already moving on to the next phase. Cool. I didn't have to just had to defend my area and I was happy. So it just depends. I'm just saying there's no in between. They're either know their shit or are complete. Oh yeah. You're right. You are correct on that. Hence the name Blueberry, right? That makes sense. Okay, we should be back from our ad break here. Hopefully you all made it back here. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. What is this? News ads? No, I don't want to do that. Okay. Let's see if we can... Can we... I don't think I can put all the details in the time that we have left. I'm pushing a little bit on the time here because I want to make a few adjustments. That's not what I wanted. There we go. Gonna block out the stuff behind it. Yeah, I think we're getting there. I gotta, like I said, I gotta play with these wafts a little bit more and some of the details. I want to figure out, kind of have her hair flaring out here on the bottoms, which I think worked. Oh, I gotta do her sword too. So I definitely have a few more things to do. I definitely got to get the hair wrapped up. I think the body and the costume part of it, the cosplay part of it, the dress and everything, I think that works really, really well. I think I'm happy with that. But I need to get the hair down, and I still need to make the sword. This one right here in the middle. Probably put that over on the side here somewhere, just kind of sticking out. Since she wears it on her hip most of the time, like we see right there. Right there on the side. No, we can make it kind of stick out, kind of like it is here. It's kind of very hidden underneath that left arm there. But I don't think we're not gonna do that. We could try it. I could try to make it go across the body, but it would be way too much. So I think we're just gonna make it stick out, probably sideways, just to make it work out. So, but that's the plan. But I will have to probably, let's see. I was hoping to get this done before the end of the month. I was hoping to print these out on a couple. Either throw them on some sticker paper or maybe even a couple either phone charms or pins, or I'm making a bunch of this stuff on my own at home, so I have the materials to do some of this. Something like that. I'll make them into something either on a card or print or something like that too, So I definitely need to push a little bit to get this done. Maybe this weekend. I'm not sure. One of these days, maybe Thursday. Might have to finish it off stream. Sorry, peoples. We'll see. If I can have it ready for the event. But, okay, so we don't have any progress to do for the day, so I don't need that part of Canva. I do need to bring up. Let me get this brought up real quick. Canva. Okay, there we go. All right, I will be back on Friday from 9 to 12 for another art book stream. I will probably be working on more pages. I'm pretty close to getting the last page. I got to do some research tomorrow, maybe tonight into tomorrow, on that one page. Page number 18 is the one that keeps eluding me and keeps causing me problems. So I need to figure out how I'm going to connect 17 to 19 here. I really need to get that one started. And once I get that one started, then I can start going through and polishing up each one of these and really pushing them towards getting finished. So that's the hope. Hopefully be able to come up with something, some idea, maybe some sketches for 18 on for Friday's stream. That's the hope and the plan at the moment. But other than that, we have a show that we do on Sunday as well from 7 to 9 p.m. It's our live podcast. That's me and Dreamer, the 500 Little Things. So if you'd like to hear us talk about our life, expectations, ideas, dreams, all the different things that come in and out of life, and how we're trying to change things up, be a little bit different, all that fun stuff. The parenting, married podcast stream. There you go. I think that's the best way to describe it. But we will be here on Sunday for that, and then be back next week for some more consistent art streams. I'm gonna try to do that. The only one that will change is on the 31st of this month. We will not be on for our stream I will not be on for. Actually, no, I won't be on because I think the convention opens at 10. I'll have to look. Is the suggestion box still going on? The suggestion box for in the house is kind of not being used at the moment. We ended up not having any suggestions last week, so I think we have cooled off on the suggestion box. If you'd like to make suggestions in the stream here, that is still a thing. You just have to redeem some points for that to make a suggestion, but that is an option. It's one of those things, like, it's funny right off the bat, but it's not something that can be, it's not something that's going to be consistent all the time. So I think we played out that bit a little bit. I think we did, but we'll see. Maybe it might come back depending on if people want it back, or if something else comes up that we want to throw a bunch of funny things into a box for. I was wondering how many times bread would be in there. Yeah. That is a constant in our house. When is the bread arriving? That is a thing. That is very true. You are not unwrong in asking that question. How many questions about bread there will be? So it's kind of like how many times Mrs. Tahoe will cry. It's going to be a lot. I don't know how many, but it's going to be a lot. But all right, we'll check in on our assistant one more time here. Just being peaceful, just hanging out, doing her job, listening, making sure everything's okay. Good girl. All right, good job, Sora. Good job. Let's see. We are at 81% for our treat for Sora, our assistant Sora. We are at 40,000, so we are within 10,000 channel points here, or buttons points, for our treat, our challenge. So good job, everybody. We are almost there. We've almost got the challenge completed. I would say in the next couple weeks we might get it done for sure. So yay, that'll be exciting. We'll be able to put that up on stream and film that for everybody too. So cool. Is there any other housekeeping items? Is there anything else that you guys can think of before I look around to see if there's anybody to raid? Anything else you might want to know? Let me know. Go ahead and shout it out in the chat, and then we'll go from there. I I did find a new account. I think it might be cool to raid today. Yeah, that'd be fun. Okay, they are still on. Okay, so let's go back to Illustrator. Get rid of this off my screen so I can see what the heck I'm looking at. All right, I think that'll be it. I think that's it for the day, everybody. Daughter has early pickup from school today, so I'm going to go get the great grandmother and bring her over because she likes to hang out and visit on Wednesdays. So I'm gonna go pick her up and take her to pick up daughter from school. Kind of a fun little thing that they've been doing for a long time that I've been helping out with. So, but I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Sunny. Thank you, Sundre, for coming in and hanging out for a little bit. I think we're gonna go. Let's see. I think we're gonna go raid Conda M, I think is the name. Conda M. Somebody I just found before I jumped on. So we're gonna go see what they're working on. Looks like some bookmarks of sorts. Really cool stuff. Really good artists. So let's do that, and then I will see you all on Friday, hopefully. So have a good rest of your week, and I'll see you then. Bye, everybody.